Hi, I'm Sam, and today we're talking about vlogging, particularly when to start vlogging. I've identified 3 kind of rules for success to consider before you even think about vlogging, before you think about picking up a camera and filming your day. So without further ado, let's talk about it. Okay, let's keep this short and sweet. There are 3 things you must have in place before you even think about vlogging. And I don't mean casual vlogging. If you just want to be a hobbyist and go out and film your day and you're super nerdy and always have a camera on you, be my guest. But when you're ready to upload to YouTube and you're ready to call yourself a vlogger, you need to have these 3 things in place first. So rule number 1, you're ready to start vlogging when you have an audience. I've seen so many YouTubers just starting out, they make a couple of vlogs, they throw them on their channel, and they get super discouraged and frustrated when nobody watches their content. Now, if you don't have an audience, there's no traction. YouTube's not gonna just throw your vlog to the top of search results and you're not gonna see all this success because you're just vlogging, you're just telling a story about your day. You probably don't have the background and the skills necessary to put out great content, have it be engaging, probably haven't mastered your film capabilities, whatever it might be. I think you really need to have an audience before you think about vlogging. If you want to do it for your family, that's fine. But when you're wanting to throw it on YouTube, when you're wanting to call yourself a vlogger, you've got to have that audience in place. Now, I don't care where that audience comes from, whether it's, you've got your name out there by making how-to videos on YouTube, or by making sketch videos, or maybe you're, the leader in your niche. Whatever it might be, before you think about jumping on YouTube, you have an audience, you have a skill set that makes you unique. So that's rule number 1, and I think it's the most important. But once you feel like you can cross number 1 off your list, let's look at rule number 2 and rule number 3. Rule number 2 is you're ready to start vlogging when you can do it consistently. Let's talk about those new YouTubers again. They make a couple videos, they throw them up, and they don't see any traction, and so they stop. That's a huge mistake. Now, number 1, they probably didn't have an audience, and they didn't listen to rule number 1, so they were already doomed from the start. But if they would have just continued going, continued grinding, they'd get better. They'd get better at everything about their vlogging style. And if you look back at a lot of popular YouTubers, they started from nothing. They started with horrible video content and they got better over time. So even if you skip rule number 1, you start vlogging, and you don't do it consistently, you're still gonna fail. Even if you produce top quality content, if you're not consistent, you're not gonna grow your audience. Lots of popular YouTube growth experts say that you need to be putting out 2, 3, or 4 videos a week, and that's nuts. But that's the truth. If you wanna start vlogging, if you want to really start growing an audience, you've gotta be consistent, you've gotta do it regularly, and you've gotta give people a reason to wanna tune in, to wanna keep up with you, and really wanna follow you in your vlog. So be consistent. Rule number 3, you're ready to start vlogging when you have a story to tell. Now, I talked about this in a recent video, I'll link to it up above, but once you've got an audience, you're ready to be consistent. Even with those 2 things, if you don't have a story to tell, you're not gonna be successful. Now, you don't have to be super rich or fun to vlog. You just need to bring people in and give them something with some kind of structure. You just need to get better at telling stories. A great storyteller can make anything interesting. You don't have to go on some crazy trip or whatever. You can make a story out of a day at home, a day at the beach, a night out with friends. Whatever it is, you can make a good story out of it, or at least use the experience of your day to tell a story of your own, whether that's tips on how to get better at photography or whatever it might be. You gotta be able to make a story out of any situation. So once again, number 1, you have to have an audience. Number 2, you have to be consistent. And number 3, you have to have a story to tell. Once you do all those things, I think you're in a position to where if you want to start vlogging, if you want to start bringing people into your life on a consistent basis, you're ready. Anyways, I want to know your thoughts. Do you think you need to have an audience before you start vlogging? Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.